The Lakers are now 8-4, good enough for third in the Western Conference. Welcome on inside Voice of Nation Fast Break. We appreciate you joining us. If you guys want to win an iPhone Black Mamba case, all you got to do is subscribe and comment to the channel. So my name is David Brickley alongside Kevin Figures. Lakers 8-4 now.
Good start to the season. They're playing better offensively, especially with Kobe Bryant, who's been on fire lately.
Okay, so before we get started here and get into our question of the week, I want to go back where we once came. Should Lakers trade Andrew Bynum for Dwight Howard was our last video.
Right.
We had two comments that I think we need to mention. They were top comments on that channel. Trade Walton for a Gatorade jug was a top comment. A lot of people thumbed up that one. That's by XYXEAN.
Okay.
And the second one was the black guy speaks the truth and the white boy is just a Kobe homer. That's by Water313. I don't want to be, I want to be politically correct here. I'm not sure who he meant, who's the white guy, who's the black guy. But definitely saying that one guy speaks the truth and one guy's a Kobe homer.
Yeah, it's tough for you to figure out, huh? That's just really hard to.
I don't want to assume.
Oh, okay, sure. I understand completely.
Let's jump into it. I want to ask you this: 8-4, they win their first game on the road. They're on a 7-game winning streak at home at Staples Center. But it still comes down to, can this current Laker roster win an NBA championship?
I don't think they can. I don't think they have enough depth on the roster. I think that was a big strength of theirs last year. They lost two big key pieces off the bench, which was Lamar Odom and Shannon Brown. And they're really feeling that right now, especially when they bring that second unit in. Right. I mean, Kobe Bryant's had to expend so much energy to keep the team in games and to win games for them. And they really don't have a go-to guy coming off that bench. And I think that's what's going to hurt them. And even the point guard position, too. They're not getting much from Derek Fisher at the starting point guard spot.
For some reason, it feels eerie similar to 2006, 2007 when Kobe had to put the team on his back and you got Smush Parker and Kwame Brown. There wasn't really that second option. Even though you have a Gasol and Bynum, it doesn't feel, whether it's not their fault because they're not getting the ball or not, but it doesn't feel like they're being assertive and saying, hey, I'm that second option. Give me the ball. I'm going to go to work.
And it's neither in neither of those guys' personalities to be that way. Maybe Bynum's more than Powell's to want to say, hey, I want the ball more.
Powell used to be, like, in the championship years, it seems like Powell would get the ball and go to work.
Right. It just seems like for whatever reason, I'm equating it to Kobe Bryant was always hemmed in by Phil Jackson in the triangle because it forced him to come down, throw the ball on the post, and make sets off of that.
Right.
Now on Mike Brown's offense, he's the primary ball handler because
you have to screen at the top of the key and then go to work
Derek Fisher's
isolation.
never been a ball handling point guard. He's not a natural point. Kobe Bryant is the primary ball handler in this offense, and Kobe's a natural scorer. You cannot fault somebody who's a two guard who's been a scorer his entire career for shooting the ball when he has the ball in his hands as much as he does.
And we're only 12 games in, so it's hard to judge exactly what this team's going to look like and what they're going to do. But here's a tweet, a guy that follows Laker Nation on Twitter. That's Glenn Jr. 88. And he says, when we were asked, can this current roster win a championship? He said, not if Kobe has to drop close to 40 just to win. And he scored 48, just a couple nights ago, and then 40 against Utah.
Right.
Back-to-back 40-point games. He makes a good point. That's the Lakers can't continually win that way.
No, whether if they make a trade or not, they're going to have to find a way to distribute the scoring better on the team. Whether it's someone telling Kobe, hey, dump it in, trust Bynum and trust Gasol more, or just stop shooting, or I know you're hot, but you have to, even it out a little bit more. You're going to wear yourself out if you keep having all these 40, and 30 shot type of games. Even if you're making a high percentage of them, it's going to wear on you after a while.
Call me the white boy of the program, and also call me the Kobe Homer, which I've been, called last program. 08-09 when they won the championship, he averaged 21 shots per game. 09-10 averaged 22 shots per game. So far, just 12 games in, 24 shots per game. So just, two or three more shots per game. It's a young season. I don't think he's going to keep that going through 66. But it's not. It's pretty similar to what he's been doing, even in those championship years. I just don't understand the backlash of, oh my goodness, he's taking way too many shots. I think it has to do with that Mike Brown offense. And again, there's more isolation shot sets, and Kobe has the ball in his hands more.
And that's the thing, because like I said, Kobe having the ball in his hands, dribbling down court, shooting fadeaways, not passing them. But there was a couple of possessions in the last couple of games where he didn't pass the ball at all. He just came down, did his thing, and shot the ball. So and when you play that way, it will feed into people's vision.
Kobe has to tweak his game a little bit, get more people involved, maybe not take as many shots in order for them to win the prize.
Yes.
What do you think personnel-wise the Lakers need? I know Mitch Kupchak has said they need to upgrade the point guard position. March 15th is that trade deadline. There's not a lot of point guards out there that can help this team.
There are not. There's one that may become available at the trade deadline. That's Steve Nash from Phoenix. It's a division rival. I know.
37 years old.
And he's older.
Yeah.
He's not a spry chicken. But look, you're not going to get that many quality young point guards. I mean, all those guys are on teams.
They don't
locked
grow on
up.
trees per se.
Exactly. Steve Nash is a guy that can control the ball. That wouldn't force Kobe to have to handle the ball so much. He can make open shots. He's not the greatest defensive player, I'll admit.
He could set up the Andrew Bynums and the Gasols of the world with easy buckets.
Exactly. So he makes things a lot easier for them offensively. Defensively, does he make them worse? I mean, Derek Fisher really isn't the greatest stopper right now in his career either. So, but
I know
at the very least, Steve Nash,
Suns game, the combined age of both Nash and Fisher, the starting point guard, 72 years old, I think it was.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
37 plus 37, yeah.
Sounds about right.
Years old.
So I think adding a guy like Steve Nash to that lineup at the point guard position
and
can stabilize that position.
With the trade extension, you got 8.9. Nash makes about $11 million. Throw some cash in that deal. Maybe at the trade deadline, Phoenix is ready to let Nash go win a championship if he wants to.
Right.
I know I'm beating a dead horse here, and I always talk about this Orlando trade and Dwight Howard. You say you're giving up too much, but if they still want Gasol and Bynum, which I'm sure they do, what you say is we're not taking Hito's contract if you want that deal. Bring in Jameer Nelson. Jameer Nelson will satisfy that point guard need, and then use that $8.9 million exception to go get some more depth in your front court. Maybe like a Paul Millsap, a name like that, where I think there's more names like that out there that could help you in the front court than possibly at the point guard position. Kill two birds with one stone. You get Dwight Howard, he's your future, and you get Jameer Nelson, who's an all-star caliber player if he plays his game. Well,
the problem with that is, too, it's who has the leverage point. If you're the Lakers, are you in a position where you can say, look, this is who we want, Howard, and we want this guy, and we want that guy?
Well, if you're asking for Bynum and Gasol, and they're both healthy, and they're playing their game, I mean, I think you have a little bit of leverage.
You would think, but I mean, you don't know how these general managers think.
You're right.
I don't know. Like, it depends on what you want. Like I've said this before too about the whole Dwight Howard and Powell and Bynum. If you're looking to win a championship this year, you're better served keeping Bynum and Gasol, using that trade exception and bringing in another player. If you're looking to win in the future, by all means, trade both of them. Keep Kobe, get Dwight Howard. You're not gonna win this year. You'll be competitive.
But do you agree with that? Because that third piece that you're looking for, I know you're saying you're trading 3 for a 2, Kobe and Dwight, opposed to Kobe, Bynum, and Gasol. But you could use that trade exception to get a big piece. $8.9 million.
I don't know how big a piece how big a difference that's gonna make. And again,
the only reason that I feel this way is because Bynum will get hurt. He's gonna get hurt again, and then if Bynum hurts his knee in the next couple of games, the Lakers' championship aspirations in the next 2 to 3 years is over. I think the Kobe Bryant window may close if you don't trade Bynum now, because if he gets hurt, he's untradeable, and then you can't make any moves. Then Mitch Kupchak is sitting there handcuffed.
I think you're closing the window now too if you trade both of them and he does stay healthy, or he does get healthy in the postseason, and you have nothing to work with except Kobe, Dwight Howard, and Steve Blake.
Yeah, this is why they call you the white boy and the Kobe Homer of the show.
Clearly. Yeah, they don't get much lighter.
All right, so once again, comment and subscribe. You can win this Black Mamba iPhone case. If you got an iPhone, you need a case. There you go. And here's the nation question. Can this current Laker roster, win an NBA championship? Make sure to comment below, subscribe to the channel, and like that video. For Kevin Figures, my name is David Brickley.